I've always really liked the Jedi Interceptor as a ship, but the sets that LEGO make, they're just so big. There has to be something that's better out there. There just has to be. Hey everyone, MSW here, and today we are looking at two custom-built, properly minifig scaled Jedi Interceptors. Each MOC contains about 210 pieces and costs around 25 USD, depending on the cost of new versus used parts. These MOCs were created originally by No One Likes Cherry and have been modified by both Cosmic and BAUFman bricks. All of their information will be posted down in the description below, so please go and check them out because honestly, guys, this is awesome. Let's get into it. So this is kind of my entry into the LEGO MOC building scene. I have definitely built my share of my own MOCs and creations over the years, but this is kind of the first time I've stumbled upon some MOCs that really caught my eye and had a good enough kind of entry level to dig in and let me kind of be introduced into the world of community-made LEGO builds. And I gotta say, these were like the perfect starters for me to enter the space. The Jedi Interceptors are some of my favorite ships of all time in Star Wars universe. It comes from one of my favorite movies. Their designs are just super fun. The scene that they're in is memorable. It's just the perfect ship. It's one of my favorites. And though I have enjoyed the sets LEGO has made for them in the past, one of the first LEGO sets I ever owned was the 2005 Jedi Interceptor, and I adored that ship so much. The biggest issue I've always had with them, as I've gotten older particularly, is honestly their size. Placing them next to other ships like the recent ARC 170 made them just feel off. They were too big. And though I get LEGO wanting to create them big enough to have play features and fit minifigures and astromechs and everything, they just never quite felt right. I decided it was time to do something about it. So I went down this massive rabbit hole of MOCs and builds, seeing what I would find. And then I stumbled upon BAUFman Bricks video. And I was blown away by the design, the fact that it was free instructions, the fact that it only would cost me about 25 bucks a ship to make these. Completely sold me on the idea. And at the end of the day, it was simply a no-brainer to gather the parts from Bricklink and start building these MOCs. Now, building-wise, this was all kind of just a new experience for me. This was the first time referencing a digital-only instruction manual made by someone on Rebrickable instead of a actual official LEGO set manual. And this whole experience has taught me that maybe one day I might need to grab a tablet or laptop so that I can continue to use these, because it honestly wasn't that bad compared to the actual book. Don't get me wrong, the book manuals definitely have a certain feel to it, that is definitely for sure. But just having it on the computer screen to reference and scroll back and forth, it felt nice, and definitely has made me question whether I want to get something in the future to allow me access to that. I already have some ideas. I might make it a video. We'll see. Please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell just in case it becomes a thing, so you're the first ones to know. All that said, the instructions were genuinely great. I was able to see each step clearly. The instructions were super clear. It honestly felt like I was building a LEGO set, and that is massive props to BAUFman's bricks along with Coax and No One Likes Cherry for these original MOC designs. It felt so good to just build from this instruction manual that honestly feels like a LEGO set. With all that said, when I started building the set, it was a whole new world. Building these ships was so different to me because it was the first time I saw building techniques that were designed to be for the ship's look rather than them being restricted to some of LEGO's requirements when it comes to building sets. I don't recall any illegal building techniques in this build per se, which was nice to see, but just the smart use of snot building and using certain pieces in ways I have never even thought of doing before was just so cool. It not only showed me how amazing and creative people in the Lego space can be, but it also reminded me of why I love building Lego so much. Lego literally is unlimited if you are able to put your imagination to the test, and this build proves that. Because some of the techniques are so smart and things I never would have thought of, and the finished product looks incredible. Speaking of which, let's get into these because they are basically perfect. This scale is so much closer to what we'd expect to see in that Star Wars universe, especially next to other ships. The ships look amazing, and I can still not quite comprehend how good they look. They just look so cool. The very few Lego studs give them this really nice, smooth, shiny look that make them almost like too fancy, if that makes any sense. And look, I get it. I keep talking about how incredible these guys look, but they look incredible. Like I don't know what else to say. And the best part, they still have all the functions that you care about. The wing flaps are fully adjustable, allowing them to be both displayed in just basic flying mode and attack formation. The cockpit opens up to place your standard minifig, which fits perfectly and feels like it's the space that the minifig should have in order to fit into the ship. Like again, it's such a good representation of what we see in the movie. It even has tiny landing gear on the bottom that, when pulled out, looks super accurate to like what the ship should look like in the movie. But on top of that, the fact that these little guys can just fold right in and it barely is shown in the ship means that it just has such a cool look when you put it on display or on a stand. It's so good. I know I'm fanboying right now. Like I'm so over the top with this, but seeing this is one of my favorite ships, and just seeing how incredible these tiny little guys are is so great. I was also kind of surprised on how well built the MOC is. It's not the like most stable build ever. There are definitely places that you want to grab the ends to make sure that it stays together. There are definitely some places I wouldn't grab them by in fear that would fall off. That being said, if you grab them in the right spots, you can definitely move it around very easily without it feeling like it's going to fall apart. And it even has enough structure that you probably could swoosh it around a little bit for playability. Now, I will admit there are two like small things about this MOC that I do find myself kind of wishing for. They are very minor, and I don't think they take away anything from this design. The first one is just the cosmetics that are missing from the kind of cockpit screen. You don't get the nice like printed cockpit piece that you did from like the other Lego sets. That said, I understand why you don't have it there, and there are technically ways to get around this. People have tried making custom stickers for it, or even have like spray painted Lego parts. That's just a little bit out of my area expertise, and I don't want to risk that. And again, it's super tiny and minuscule that honestly I'm fine with it being missing. The second part is another just tiny little thing. It only is using the Astromech's head for the build instead of having a full droid compartment. I like that part of the Lego set, that you can use the full droid to like fit into the wing, and that's really nice. But on the flip side, the Astro Droid has also had a massive problem with having a minifig scaled correctly body. And so I really see no way for us to actually fix this problem unless you get into like some sort of custom Lego pieces that make the Astromech to the right size. It wouldn't work. And again, I think these two are just so very minor that honestly I would ignore them. That said, I do feel like I needed to bring them up just because I wanted to be honest and upfront. But ignoring those two tiny factors, this set is amazing. It is the perfect scale to actually place alongside other Star Wars ships. They have all the functions that you want to have for a Jedi Interceptor. It again looks incredible. The build is surprisingly strong for what it is and how it's built. And the best part, it's only $25. which is technically cheaper than the current Jedi Interceptor from LEGO that they are releasing right now. Yes, you are technically missing out on a minifigure, but at the same time, getting a minifigure for it probably is still going to be cheaper in the long run. It's the perfect MOC. I don't know what to tell you. I think this build is amazing. I highly recommend it to anyone who is looking for just an accurate Jedi Interceptor to add either to their display collection or trying to build a space MOC or even a planet and you're wanting them to fly. It's just the perfect size, and I am so excited now that this has kind of let me enter into the world of community MOC building that are going to fix so many problems for those times when LEGO falls just that bit short. And that's about it. Thank you all again for watching. Make sure you like the video. Comment down below how you feel about this MOC. Do you agree with my takes? Is it the best? Could it be better? I want to know. Please check out the people responsible for creating this. They have so many more videos and posts and other MOC designs on their socials, and they deserve all the love for these amazing designs. I could not do this without them. Please check them out down below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more LEGO content. Thank you all again for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.